Howdy, everyone. It's Thursday. You know what that means. I sound weird to myself. I've got new headphones. So I hope that all the sound is correct. I hope I'm not too loud. Hope you can still hear the music. I can turn that up a little bit. I had to get new headphones because my headset broke. And so I've got new headphones, but no... It's not a headset, so the headphones are better, but they're also really weird and kind of a bit off-putting how I sound to myself. But hey, how's everyone? How's everyone doing? Howdy, 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 howdy. So I'm mostly flying good. How does it feel to be a Warhammer's VTuber? It feels VTubey. Got that kill team tattoo or Voter. Nice. Gonna get a... This is called a Primarch. Very cool. Howdy, howdy, everyone. This might be a bit loud now. This song started quiet. A bit loud to me, at least. Yeah, so I've been away for a little while. And by a little while, I mean a week. And actually, I will be away for another week after this. So I'm actually, you know, split in time. You know, splitting into two at the moment. But yeah, not too bad, not too bad. How's it going with killing that Baneblade with Scream Raven? It was a Rogal Dawn, not a Baneblade. I made that mistake. And actually, I do have a game on Saturday. Wait, I'll just turn my headphones down a little bit. I actually have a game on Saturday against the Guard again. So hopefully I'll win this time. And if not, I will complain about it in a video, most likely. Alright, better than yesterday. 10 times better today. Nice, that's good. That's good. I was in I was on holiday in Cyprus for past just under a week, and now I'm back. I didn't get sunburnt, which is amazing. Very rarely does that happen. I was very, very vigilant with sunscreen. But obviously they've done a lot of Age of Sigmar stuff since I've been away. I'm excited to have a look at it. Just got screwed up by my realty, so you didn't... Oh, that's unfortunate. Hope that gets fixed, games. Yeah, obviously it's not 7 o'clock, so I won't quite start yet. But today the plan is that, so they've obviously done these faction focuses, right? They're about halfway through, by my count, which works really well because I'm going to be away next week, which means in 2 weeks' time I can do the second half. So all of the faction focuses they've done, and maybe we'll get through them all. I don't know, but all the ones that do, we're going to go through them all. We're going to read them. We're going to see how cool they look. This isn't necessarily going to be based on strength, because I have no idea how they're going to... One, no one really knows how they're going to play, because it's a small subsection of the amount of stuff. There's no points. It's a small amount of, like, data sheets and a wider kind of thing. I don't know how to play it. I'm not very good. And no one really knows that. So basically, this is just going to be how cool do they look, how cool do they sound. We'll learn a bit about the lore, probably. And see what kind of playstyle they are, and then I've got a tier list which we'll put them into, kind of just based on vibe, how much I'm likely to want to play and or think about them. Got any early thoughts on what you might want to play? So yes, as Fridgebrook says, I've got some Gloomspite Gitz, so I will continue to be playing them. I have some Soulblight Grade Laws, mostly unbuilt. Probably won't play them. Although I might do. I kind of, at some point, it'll be nice to have an army for each of the kind of, like, you know, Order, Destruction, Chaos, and Dead. So I've got 2 of them. Rats is going to be my Chaos, because Starter Box has a bunch of Skaven in it, and it looks really cool. So definitely want to go with my Skaven. Maybe Stormcast Eternals, because that's the other half, but I'll have a look at some of the other things in here. I have quite a lot of, what are they called? No, not Sylvaneth. Daughters of Cain. I have a lot of Daughters of Cain purely because I have bought a lot for Drukhari kit bashes. Yeah, so for context, I've played 1 game of AOS 3rd edition, which went terribly, but it was a lot of fun. It was quite interesting, and I'm very much looking forward to 4th edition. The next video I'm going to make, hopefully before I go away again, because I'm actually at Download Festival next week. I've got a small video I'm going to make about something that does bother me with AOS, so look out for that. Yeah, I think it's basically a case of, like, I think there's like 24 or so factions. And they've done, what, 12? So it's basically halfway through, and then in 2 weeks' time, they'll have the others done. Grand Alliances, thank you. And then, of course, in Electman, there's the debate on how they're going to handle the Aurochs. Are they going to put bone... Not bone breakers, what are they called? You know what I mean. Like the big war, and then the other ones that I forgot the name of because I've been away for 2 weeks. Iron Jaws is one. And then the other one. Bone Splitters. I knew it was bone something. Drukari when there are no slaves. Watchmaster 12, thank you very much for following over on Twitch. They're the ones leaving, gotcha. Were Bone Splitters the... Bone Splitters weren't the ones with the big hog. That was the worst possible way I could have said that. You know what I mean. They're the Iron Jaws, right? Big Pig is Iron Jaws, thank you. Big Pig would be better than Big Hog. Hello, Magus. Yeah, so, yeah, hope everyone's doing well. So, I'll show you what I've got going on. I think it's this one. So you can see I've got this loaded up here. With all, so these are all the faction focuses I've done. So we'll just go through these in order. I then have this, most fancy fancy of tier lists to then show where they're gonna go. Fellow Paul here, great stuff. Your videos are always entertaining. Thank you, Watchmaster. And hello, fellow Paul. And I assume a fellow Paul, it might be, you know, every other Paul I know is in their like late 40s, early 50s, because it was a very popular name in the 70s. So you may be another younger Paul, so hello. Crawl Boys have the weird monsters, the Ramshackle Swamp. Oh, yes, that's great. And Bone Splits have the small figures, a funny guy, the Undermast. Yes. Yeah, Cruel. I like both Cruel. They're currently not been reviewed, so obviously this is kind of a younger Paul. Wow, nice. Yeah, welcome to the younger Paul crew. There's dozens of us. Yeah, I like both Cruel Boys and Iron Jaws aesthetically. They haven't been reviewed yet, so that'll probably be next one. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see through. Been pretty excited since I'm gonna Warhammer World in a week from now. Nice. I'm gonna be pretty close to Warhammer World. I'm not gonna be able to jump in, but I am gonna be around Warhammer World next week. So you know, no dinos this week because they haven't been reviewed yet. But obviously dinos next week. To be fair, I think dinos will be high on the list because I have some classic Seraphon, or you know, lizard men. For when I played like Warhammer Fantasy back in the early 2000s, and I love lizard men just as a concept. Yeah, AOS is 24 factions. Okay, I did exactly 24 faction focuses for Leviathan was announced for pre-order the following Saturday, and then it'll be a 2-week pre-order most likely, right? So if we extrapolate that, so they've done 13 today, so 14. Yeah, 14 will be tomorrow then. 2 more lots of 10. So Saturday 22nd and Saturday 29th will be pre-order for a July 6th. For July 6th release, I guess. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna do a 2-week pre-order. So yeah, about a month away. Which means I should probably finish Magnus before then. Because I'm gonna have a lot of rats. A lot of rats. If you see in the show off the roadmap, the Votan release date of Warhammer World before they stream it. Send a message on the Discord. I had fun, but short time. wait, I get it. Nice. Sorry, I was half reading, half in my own brain, in my own head. Skaven SS, but yes, true. Current areas is 23 factions, and now that beasts. Oh yes, beasts are gone, right? Saving special numbers 13? Potentially. But yeah, because it's tomorrow will be the 14th, yeah. And then it feels like 22nd and 29th for preview. And then maybe 6th and 13th, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like Beastmen going. Like the thing is, if you look at their models, they're really, really old. I guess they're going to. Are they going to Old World instead? I guess that makes sense if they're going to Old World. But again, the thing is, I'm coming from this without really having much of a much skin in the game because I didn't really play them before. So, I mean, some of them are cool, but they are outdated, and I guess it's a case of like, where do you focus your time and effort when there's rats, mainly when there's rats. I don't think did I stream after the last video as well? Maybe I haven't. Yeah. But the videos are slowing down, but hopefully people are still enjoying them. They seem to be doing alright. The third Gumble video is still going. It's almost at 70k views, which is really good. So yeah, as you see here, sure, people have probably read these. I've kind of read through, like, skim read most of them, but not really dived very deep, and that's what I want to do today. So I think without further ado, because otherwise we will just sit here chatting forever, which is a lot of fun. Hey, Dark Knight. Something. What's today's plan? Today's plan is about to start. We're going through all of these faction focuses and putting them into tier lists based on how cool I think they are. Let's do that. Starting with Stormcast. So I've blown this up for the stream. So it's nice and big. So I mean, first of all, I actually want to look at the art because this is pretty cool. I like this guy just. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. A lot of lightning. I've said this before on stream. I love kind of this like statue face aesthetic in models and in just in general as an aesthetic. And of course, one of the benefits here is they're going to come in the starter box because they're kind of like, from my understanding, is they're kind of like the Space Marines, right? In terms of like their, you know, the standard big armored dude. Like, I think they are pretty cool. Stormcast Eternals are demigods clad in gleaming Sigmarite armor. Each one is a mighty excuse me, warrior plucked from their moment of death and reforged on the anvil of apotheosis by the God King himself, transformed into immortal heroes and sworn to protect the mortal realms from the depredations of chaos. They arrive on bolts of divine lightning, very cool. Dispatched to fight Sigmar's gravest battles when they die, and die they do, cowards. For the mortal realms are full of terror, their souls return to Azir to be reforged a new reforged capital. They pay a hefty price for this immortality as their soul arose with each reforging. So yeah, we discussed this before. I think Elekman, you kind of you sent me that one of the person who had been reviewed so many times trying to save their son that they didn't realize that their son was saved and killed them or something. It's grim. Description. Yeah, in terms of like being Space Marines, it's not so much like they are the same as Space Marines. It's that they're the poster child, right? Space Marines are the poster child of 40k. These guys are the poster child of Age of Sigmar. Yeah, that's right. Picture. So this looks like it is the partly what you're going to get in the box. So this cool guy on a griffin. With wing guys around here somewhere. These guys here, these cool new wing guys. Despite this, the Stormcast Eternals fight on to secure a future for the faithful of Sigmar. The will of Heldenhammer made manifest. Will of the Heldenhammer, I don't know what that is. In our first faction races, we'll find out exactly how the tireless champions of Order do battle in the upcoming edition of Warhammer. Stormcast Eternals separated storm hosts, each one an autonomous military organization with its own history, heraldry, and favored ways of war. So, again, yeah, sub-faction. Cowards for dying. True. Also, what do you mean cowards? Yeah. Just another name for Sigmar. Gotcha. Cowards die because dying is cowardly. Stop dying, you cowards, as Zap Brannigan once said. This is led by Command Echelon, who preside over various chambers, tactical formations, which each have their own battlefield role. The warrior chamber is the most common of these, deploying liberators as unyielding bastions to hold the front line, annihilators pulverize enemy lines like living meteors. They are joined by the likes of the vanguard chambers, forward scouts and fast cavalry, who range ahead of the main host and extremist chambers, who ride draconic star beasts into battle. Some more pictures. To be fair, the pictures here just make the Skaven look cool. We'll get to that. I like Skaven. Like the mutant men and women with the gold. I do like this this silver. It is cool. I do like the gold though. It does feel very iconic as well. The latest these to be called into action are the ruination chambers, roused from their bleak citadels. Quiet monasteries in which elite veterans of hundreds of conflicts reside in life of quiet contemplation. On the verge of losing themselves completely to the curse of reforging, they have been called into action once again to combat the resurgent Skaven menace, using skills honed across centuries of fighting. Beyond their own skills, Stormcast employ an aid of numerous beasts. Griff creatures become loyal mounts and companions, whilst through the long-standing alliance with the offspring of the god beast Dracothion, Sigmar's finest fight-along Draconith comrades. Got a spare transfer for the apothecary from the inventory? I don't think I do, actually. I might not. I put all of my transfer sheets in a random place. Golden dementia patients. Yours broke, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have a spare. You can probably find one pretty easy, though. Average armor people see it here, not bad, not exciting. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. God is iconic, feels like about touch. I get they're sort of super soldiers, but I must prefer them having more muted colours here. Yeah, I think as well. I think it's definitely just a an aesthetic choice, depending on how you feel about it. But the gold and blue is iconic. Unfortunately, I would not do them gold and blue because I have Thousand Suns, which are already gold and blue. Let's have a look. Battle traits. So I'm not going to spend too long on these. Just these are probably going to give you a flavour of how they play, but I'm not going to talk about how strong they are because I don't know. But it's interesting to see how they're going to play. So, army rule defines each battle. Stormcast Eternals are typified by how they deploy in the Celestial Realm. And I think there's quite a few of these, like, in others where it's like there's a deployment, like, keyword where things go in different places. So, yeah. There are more friendly Stormcast Eternal units on the battlefield than there are in reserve. Like a friendly Stormcast Eternal, and it's now in reserve in the Celestial Realm. Okay. And then you pick a Stormcast Eternal in friendly realm, and you can set it up anywhere in your movement phase. Doesn't say. So the difference here to 40k for those playing 40k. Doesn't say so normally like setting stuff up from reserves happens at the end of the movement phase. This just says your movement phase. It doesn't say when. This can be any time. Another thing with these previous uses, like lack of points for units, lack of units themselves. It's kind of just telling you how they play. So it's interesting that you can basically just set them up whenever in your movement phase. Once per battle, pick a non-unique Stormcast Eternals infantry or cavalry that starts on the battle with 2 or more models that have been destroyed, and you can replace half of that number. Okay, so this is basically once per battle you can basically bring down some things that have already died. Very cool. And very in keeping with the lore. They already said all reactions are in the phase. Is this a reaction? So all of these at the end of the phase then? I have a feeling I wanted to buy a pack of Stormcast to try and paint them, but more grim. I mean, if you want, if you have the inclination, the 4th edition box is probably a good place to get it because it'll be cheap. The only exception is to combat ones because they have to be used before fighting. The way Silence of Storms works is basically half your army is deep strike. Yeah, fair enough. And then once per turn, you can, in your hero phase, you can basically, that's not use ability this battle. So basically, each turn you can choose one to get +1 to wounds and 1 to saves. Pretty cool. So you're kind of buffing something up. Donnie Lurch, thank you for following over on Twitch. Yeah, up to half your army. Because I guess there's no concept of like a strategic reserves or deep strike on the data card, or is there? Daisy Ramirez, how's it going? So the Scarlet Crusade World of Warcraft, that's very cool. To be fair, one of the and again, you're gonna have to remind me which one it is, but one of the Storm hosts is very much Arthas from World of Warcraft, or from Warcraft, I guess. Oh, cool, you're a VTuber now. I've always have been. Wait, he's a VTuber? Always has been. Yeah, those warriors who's... Sorry, I keep highlighting stuff like that. It's probably annoying. Those warriors whose role is to hold a high ground, call upon increased resilience of Frosty in their finest hour, supported by heaven-sent reinforcements as fallen warriors are replaced in Clap of Thunder Rush Thunder. An example of a faction-specific command ability. And each faction begins a new edition with a faction pack. This provides 4 battle formations, which has been explained in another article. They're basically just like... you stick them all together in like a formation and they're all together. Basically what I guess the battalions used to be. Yeah, no codified deep strike and no street reserves. Howdy Totally Spy, how's it going? Many Storm hosts fight either a Thunderous host or a Lightning Echelon, but when the Ruination Chambers are pressed into battle, they are often marched as the Sentinels of the Bleak Citadel. Pick a Ruination Chamber unit and they have a 5+ ward. Once per turn. Okay. So basically once per turn, any of your units that are in this Ruinous Chamber get a +5 ward +5+, which I believe is a Feel No Pain, correct? It's not a the equivalent is a Feel No Pain, it's not the equivalent of a invulnerable save, is that correct? Yeah, like I said, the name sub-factions detachments, yeah. Oh, right, it's reference to sub-factions. Yes, that's correct. Not, yeah, because the other thing was, it's not a true feature against Jigglefoot. Look at these arms. I have a bit of jiggle. I don't have the assets for... I'm too 2D for that. But what does it feel? No pain, yes. Affirmation, sub-factions just 40k, they're making them non-faction specific. Yes, correct. So, yeah. So the other thing was is it battalions was the other thing in Age of Sigmar, and that's just a thing you assign to units. Is that correct? They're invuns aren't really a thing, yeah. I think as well because rend is so limited as well. You're not really you're never really looking, because like with 40k you got like AP4 stuff trying to, your anti-tank stuff. You don't really have that in Age of Sigmar rules, at least not as much. Centuries of Death and Resurrection might cause the Ruination Chambers and Memories of Passions, but their ancient aura of Storm Charge only lets them strong off physical attacks. Spells granting a +5 ward. 5+ ward. Each faction match will have 3 heroic traits and 3 artifact powers to choose from. And the faction pack has 4 battle formations, so these are more generic. Taken by any hero, adding legendary flexibility. Spells, prayers, and manifestations can change the type of battle. Each faction pack comes with laws. Some have spell law, some have prayer law. Others have both, and some factions come with a manifestation law. The Stormcast Eternals have an abundance of blessings, some abundance of priests. The blessed weapons prayer, I don't know why I said that, prayer, is key to getting most out of armies. If you have with someone on Rend -2, yeah, exactly. Get Rend -4 in AOS in specific situations. Not like nothing detachments now, they're heavily reworked in a form that makes them unrecognizable. Yeah. We might get onto it. If it comes up, it might make sense. Okay, so pick a friendly Stormcast Eternals priest to chant, and then a visible Stormcast Eternals infantry wholly within 12. So this is something else that obviously they're keeping from Age of Sigmar 3rd that's in 4th. Wholly within. So a lot of stuff in 10th edition and in 40k is just being within, but they're shorter distances. Wholly within is very important. And I like that. I do like that. Kind of keeps things kind of in touch. You can't like spread something out to have one thing within like 12. Everything has to be within 12. Then we'll do 6 add 1 to the attacks characteristic of the target's melee weapons till the start of your next turn. Chanting roll is 12 plus the definitive affects all visible Stormcast units wholly within 12. That's yes. So the prayer system, we won't go into it too much, but it is different because you have to like build it up, don't you? So it's yeah. Prince Kong Life Shenanigans. Exactly. But again, I guess it in 40k, what they've done to counteract that is there's actually a lot less auras. The only real auras that I know of are like a few here and there or Primarchs. So I think that's a lot better. I think having the thing be attached unit is quite nice. That's obviously a 40k thing. External 2 ability ritual points to your planet ahead and amass 12 ritual points to share the buff with all the units. Yeah, that I like that. Again, I need to remind myself how this actually works, but it sounds like a cool thing where you can either like do it to just get that onto one or build it up. So this is cool. I find that this guy just looks a bit smug. Anyone else think this? Like, this guy just has a smug aura about him. I mean, he is a dragon, so, you know, he's kind of allowed to be smug. But it just feels a little, he insists upon himself too much. It's a cool model, though. That's one thing with Age of Sigmar is the model range is fantastic. But, especially the threat demands more powerful response. Stormpost may battle alongside Krondis, son of Dracothian. That shouldn't be that difficult to say. Venerable Saucer Drake, who once ruled an empire that spanned nearly all of Gur. 20 health, 12-inch move, 3 5 control. So I think this is control, and by extension OC from 10th edition. Is, I think, probably the best thing they do. This is such a good, and it's such a nice stat to have. He's a magic dragon that doesn't be as smug as he wants. Very true. So yeah, shooting combat. I wonder what that means. 1 attack, hitting on 2s, winning on 3s, Ren 2, but damage D3 plus 3 is nasty. It feels interesting though, having this Blazing Tempest. It's like a... I always feel like Fireball is like a, you know, either... You know, from D&D, obviously Fireball being an AoE, or a flamethrower like from a dragon breathing fire. This is quite interesting that it only has 1 attack and hits like one thing. But I guess, I guess to be fair, has bleed over, right? That's the other thing with Age of Sigmar, is there's no... again, for people who don't play Age of Sigmar, in 40k, when you hit someone with a weapon that's like 6 damage, it kills 1 unit. It kills 1 model. Age of Sigmar has bleed over damage. So D3 plus 3, if you roll 6 damage, it kills 6 1 health things. Because of the way they're doing it now, you do damage to the unit, and then you're taking 1 away. So this does, I guess, this is a big, wide breath. Which is quite interesting, because obviously you can lower the amount of attacks and increase the damage to get the same effect, which I do quite like. Apex more. What's your attack coverage 2? So yeah, this is just your... When you have half health, this becomes slightly worse. Anti-infantry, +1 Wend. And then Talons as well. And again, we've got to remember, 40k people, in Age of Sigmar, you do all of the melee weapons. I believe you only do 1 of the range weapons. 2 casting rolls, once per turn. You can pick an enemy unit in combat, and on a 3+, they can't use commands. Fine. And their spell, Atavistic Tempest, wielding the power of Azir alongside the lost magics of the Draconith Empire. Krondis barrages the enemy with elemental storms. It's an enemy unit within 18 inches, so not wholly within, just within, which I can think is pretty standard. Pick 1 of the following effects. I believe it's that this means it's a casting power of 8. I believe that's what that means. All of range weapons also during shooting. Oh, is it? I thought it was 1. That's interesting. One of the effects, subtract 1 from hit rolls for the target attacks, subtract 1 from rend, or subtract 1 from saves. Interesting. Kronos might be a bit smug. He got the shit in the realm of 7 to take care of the last of his people while his brother had to deal with all the BS of chaos. Yeah, he could be a bit smug. I don't know what the War Master keyword is. I don't know what that is. We might find out later. Wizard 2, I think it means he casts 2. He can fly, blah, 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 again. The Regalia Fulmentaris. Which is this? It has already... Yeah, so for this, you're rolling a 6 to get this. H hasn't dulled his talons, and in close combat, he will eat people. Ah, so this is the angrier, more melee-focused brother. Yes. Welcome to Warhammer. This guy. Oh, this guy looks cool. This guy's less smug. Yeah, that's Grondis. Angry, happy. Angry, happy. Dozens of legendary heroes fight for Sigmar... Oh, Sigmar Heldenhammer. I didn't realize that was funny. Yndrasta? Yndrasta? Yndrasta has one of the coolest models. I love the model of Yndrasta. Very, very cool. There are theories of what War Master does now, but nothing's confirmed. War Master means he has to be your general. I guess that's the theory. I guess that makes sense. Karazai just wants to kill Kragnos. Kragnos is the big centaur dude, right? I don't like this dragon. His smug aura mocks me. True. Very true. Again, Thengavar. Anti-monster. Nice big 4, nice big 3. Blade of the Heavens. Double the damage of this unit's Thengavar for attacks at time. That's nuts. So that becomes 8 damage on a monster. That's cool. Add 1 to the number of dice rolled when making charges to a maximum of 3. Yeah, that makes sense. And so you're getting a 3d6 charge, where you're potentially doing 12 damage if both of these go through, because it's 3 rend as well. Damn. Stormcast Prime Monster. Yeah, her model's cool as hell as well. Just gonna go to the model. Yeah, it's only in here in the store. But yeah, but this model's cool. Has Rhyme Huntress was interesting. I guess if you have both of them, if War Master is what people think it is, and they have to be your general. I guess if you got several War Masters, you can choose. I guess similar to 40k. Doesn't it have to choose either cast or unbind spells? So if you cast 2 with Chronos, you can't stop any of your magic. Ah, interesting. That is interesting. While her Dazzling Radiance encourages other Stormcasters to give no ground. Ignore negative modifiers to control scores. That's very cool. The Knights Arcanum are slightly more level-headed, indomitable lore seekers who seek out the endless spells that rage across the realms. So these are... Well, this is another character. Another hero. Add 1 to casting rolls for this unit when it uses a summon ability, and add 1 to banishment rolls. Enemy manifestations cannot pass through or end any move within this unit's combat range, unless they start that move within the unit's combat range. As a ward, 4+ against damage inflicted by manifestation. I'm going to sneeze. Love the Osiric Bone Reapers. Pay the undead IRS your bone tax. The bones are their money. Parson Snows, thank you for following over on Twitch. Thank you. Anti-manifest... Yes, because you attack manifestations now, right? Similarly to you attack... You attack structures or fortifications and stuff. Yeah. 3. D3 damage. Very, very nice. Cool face. I like that. I quite like that helmet. With the basic range, manifestation now part and parcel of battle. War Scroll, well suited to the task, yes. Most Stormcasters can act as a hammer or the anvil. If you affect by this doctrine better than the Annihilators. 3 health per dude. They only have a 4-inch move. Is it a 5-inch move here? That was a 12-inch move. So they're slow boys. An enemy unit that charged this turn As in combat with this unit to be the target. But charge this turn as in combat, yep. Roll a dice for each model in this unit. Any of the rolls of 6, the target has to strike last. That's cool. Fiona, thank you very much. Did my fun clip rights get ranked? Nope, we're on the first one. It's been half an hour, so this might be a long one. I might have to speed up. Yeah, standard, pretty cool. This unit was set up on the turn using the Signs of the Storm ability. Pick up to 3 enemies within 10 inches. Roll d3 on a 2+. You do damage. Essentially, on a 2+, like for a d3, means 1 never does anything, 2 is always going to be 1, and then 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. Which means it only affects the melee damage. Oh, that is true. Yeah, because it's basically saying it's in your melee phase. Okay, interesting. Because yeah, that's like... Well, that's his movement phase. I don't know what this symbol means. I guess that symbol's different, not what I'm thinking. I guess the colour is something different. I guess that just means attack, that means defend. I don't know. Yeah, brace... Amazing impact, brace for impact, yep. So these guys are chunky dudes, I quite like them. Okay, rebalance characteristics, the mint. Align the save characteristics of faction 3 across the board with few exceptions such as Avian Aether Wings, who haven't got a scrap of armour. Combined with their finest hour, this makes Stormcast a straightforward but exceedingly resilient army, however they're not easy to master. Yeah. So your faction new edition has a spearhead. With the Skaven tab box, the Stormcast will have 2 to choose from, the Industrious Spearhead and the new Vigilant Brotherhood. So you either got this chariot, and then some dudes, or... I like this colour scheme, that colour scheme's cool. Or the ones that are basically coming in the Sigmar box, which is this cool dude, and these. And obviously these Spearhead War Scrolls are very similar to Combat Patrol, where they are actually different. Good job, my VTuber, thank you. Yeah, so the symbol, there's like this symbol here. I'm guessing this means it does damage. This means it's defensive. I don't know what that means. It might be a spell. But yeah, there's a lot of... Like, that's obviously a movement. I don't know what that one is. Very interesting. But yeah, so... Carries a range of 2 inches, which is cool. It means they can spread out a bit more. We've got Javelin, which does a decent amount of damage each. 3 attacks, and when you make a charge roll, add 1 additional dice. Very nice. Both have reinforcements keyword to balance out the low model count, allowing you to return the battle if destroyed, while 2 battle traits add additional abilities, which are the, you get ward, pick a friendly unit, you get ward, once per battle, and you get once per battle charge, even if they've run, which is fallback, essentially. Yeah. So, I think they look cool. I will say Stormcast Eternals. Are solidly for me A tier. I shouldn't have done that. In my very well produced... Alright, thanks for Fridge Bricks, thank you for coming. Run is advance. Oh, right, okay, sorry. Advance and charge then. That makes sense. That makes more sense. I think Stormcast Eternals are A tier. I think they look cool. I like their vibe. But I know some people think games you mentioned it would you want down as C tier because they're kind of generic. I can see that. I think S tier. I think not S tier. A tier. I think is good. I wouldn't mind collecting them. I think they look cool. And they got. And I like the them coming back to life over and over again. I like that. That's a cool concept. That is my what keeps them out of S tier for you? Basic controls? What keeps them out of S tier, I think, is kind of... They're cool, but they're not like, oh, wow, awesome. Like, there's nothing that's making me go like, oh, yeah. Now, what will make me do that is Skaven. Skaven is already S tier, just because rats are cool. I've kind of already I mean, I might as well just... There you go. Might as well do that now while we're here. Did I accidentally reduce the size? I did. Okay. That should be better. I mean, this art's not... This art's okay. The other art was cooler, but I do like this just... Actually, no, looking at this more, it does look really cool. I love the Screaming Bell. The Dragons and Stormcast are pretty pog. Yeah, they are. To be fair, they are pretty cool. That's why I think they're A tier. 40k burnout brings them lower for a lot of people. I can see that. Yeah, I definitely see that. But I think the lore that goes with them, or at least limited lore I have, and I think the some of the flying dudes, I love their kind of their stone face, kind of, you know, back face. I think they're really cool. And I think the thinking about of S tier is that these guys are S tier. Yeah, I Stormcast are good. But then I also like Space Marines, so there you go. Said you're never more than 6 feet from a rat in the mortal realms, but like, oh, well, these rats are hunched, humanoid, and armed with wicked weapons. The Skaven lurk in the dark corners of the realm, always chittering, gnawing, and scheming. They have toiled for long centuries in the fetid subrealms of Blight City, USA, chewing away at the tattered edges of reality, enviously regarding the realms with a black hunger that dominates through their thoughts and forces them to consume. I mean, yeah. Warpstone steampunk rat, man. You can't go wrong, right? Surprising everyone, the grand scheme to elevate the Great Horned Rat into the pantheon of Chaos Gods has been a success. Skaven are now in the ascendant, surging into the 8 realms through gnaw holes, corrupted portals from Blight City. These treacherous gateways corrupt the land around them, which degenerates into a polluted wasteland that threatens the life of anyone who enter. Armed with this foothold, combined with maniacal ambition, Warpstone-powered weaponry, and the resources of the great clans, Skaven have set their sights on supremacy. Each Skaven is entirely convinced that they are the greatest of the race ever to have lived, that every other Skaven is a conspiracy against them to keep them from their rightful rewards. This towering paranoia makes natural cravens, arch traitors perpetually willing to backstab their superiors, inferiors, and peers in pursuit of victory, knifing the back being far preferable to facing the conflict head-on. I mean, this guy's awesome. I don't know if they're gonna. I think it's in a different article. The rules for this weapon are ridiculous. I love it so much. It might be in this article, but I love the fact that this thing is more likely to kill itself than you are to kill it. I'm pretty sure it would be a challenge to kill this thing because it kills itself. It's so funny. Yeah, and mad scientists, of course. I played a 1,000-point game against Skaven. It was a melee army, 8 units of clan rats, 1 unit of storm and a claw lord. Skaven have become such an obsession for me at this point to play the rat in any game possible. Custom Magic Gathering cards play Rats Commander deck. That sounds cool. Yeah, I might look at the Rat Blue Warp Blaster. It's so funny. Bound together by the worship of the Great Horde Rat, an ancient and hungry deity, Skaven society is a loose coalition of competing interests whose plots and schemes sometimes align just about close enough to get things done. Council of 13 sit at the top of the food chain, powerful rulers drawn from the mortal movers and shakers of their kind. Beneath them, so they claim, are their faithful agents in the Master Clan, sorceress grey seer prophets with a direct line to their god. Most Skaven are lowly dregs who toil in service to lesser clans. They ensure short and pathetic lives. Kept going only by the doomed dream of avarice and ambition, but some lucky few can climb the rungs of Skaven society, elevated by cunning, talent, or ruthless good fortune. This is the same picture. The clans themselves belong to one of the great clans, which dominates Skaven society with their specialities, their secrets. The assassins of the clans Eshin, Madcap engineers the clans Scryer, which is my favourite. Breeders and beast handlers of the clans Molder, and the plague priests of the clans Pestilence. When they go to war, they do so as a result of bargains, bribes, or intimidation. Disparate elements finding common cause with their allies for now. Naturally, each of the scheming Skavens screeching orders believes that they are the one truly controlling and result of victory, and if not, a smartly placed Warpstone dagger will definitely make that the case. Found the article going with colours and phases. Did you now? Let's have a look. It's come through as a download for me. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, alright, so red is combat phase, movement ability, defensive ability, shooting ability, running ability, stress ability, control ability. Cool, yeah, so it's definitely red for combat phase and it's an offensive ability, so that makes sense. We'll keep that in the back pocket actually, because that'd be quite normally. That'd be quite useful. As invertebrate cows who value their own shore lives above everything else, Skaven are well versed in the art of tactical withdrawal. Their warriors too quick to hit. I love the too quick to hit. Very funny. When they retreat from combat. Sorry, I keep sniffing. Pick a friendly Skaven unit that has not been deployed. Again, this is similar to the being sent up into lightning zone. This is you're sent into the tunnels below. Then once per battle round, and if we look at our handy chart here, I believe that colour is start of turn. So yeah, start of battle round. You can use this ability if there are fewer than 3 gnaw holes, and you can set them in gnaw hole. So this is different to before. So obviously gnaw holes before you set them up and they were just there for the whole game. Now that you can attack these kind of faction terrains, you can now set them up all over the place. And if you got less than 3, obviously. No mortal damage is inflicted on friendly Skaven, infantry, and cavalry units by retreat abilities. That is cool. So you can retreat. Pick a Skaven unit below. You set up wholly within gnaw hole and 9 within 4 enemy units. Standard. Very cool. Always 3 claw steps ahead. Best laid plans of the Skaven never go awry. What's the claim? Pick a friendly non-monster Skaven unit, not in combat, that was not set up this turn. The unit can use the normal move abilities if it was in your move phase, and that happens in your hero phase. So you basically just get an extra move. Very cool. Play 2. Play 2 AOs both times and Walk Rider can literally kill itself. That's what I like. Or else you couldn't stop faction terrain unless you had a monster or unless GW had built-in rules, yeah. Oh, enemy hero phase. Ah. Yes. I didn't notice the enemy part. As splinters of vermin doom, the catastrophic invasions of Light City in the mortal realms create new wounds in reality. A tide of Skaven can pour onto the battlefield through fresh gnaw holes to overwhelm their forces. You can pop up to 3 of these festering tunnels onto the battlefield. Mechanic Warlord might set some aside for furry warriors at the start of the battle. Part of the lurking vermin tide who deliver them into charge range with gnaw hole ambush. Finally, conspiratorial thinking ensures that any Skaven is always 3 claw steps ahead. An enemy scurrying around the enemy hero phase to reposition. Clans Molder have contributed terrifying new rat ogres. For the flesh-mailed menagerie, these prize creations are enhanced by Warpstone. Also, remaining prowess generating a 5-up ward or provoking a self-destructive fury. So yes, this is your Molder battle formation. You can pick 3 non-hero Molder units and roll a dice so you get this stuff. So basically you can either hurt yourself or get +1 attacks or get a 5... Oh, in addition... Okay, so it's actually a stacking thing. So it's either this or both of these. Which is interesting. And you roll a dice for each thing rather than having 1 dice for all of them. Preston, Skyr, and Clan Vermis have a representative Skaven battle formation, specializing in lethal prototypes, corrupting the earth itself, and emboldening rank and file clan rats. Once in a generation with only a few years for Skaven, which is only a few years for Skaven, special rat folk are born who can tap into the ether energies and suffuses the realms. They had a volatile. Sorry, I keep highlighting stuff like this. It's probably really annoying. With the aid of the volatile warpstone chips, these twitchy wizards unleash devastating spells that can even summon a rolling warp lightning vortex manifestation. If there is not a friendly warp lightning vortex on the battlefield, pick a friendly Skaven wizard to cast on 7. Set up the first part of the Warp Lightning Vortex within 18 inches of the caster invisible. Then set the second and third parts 7 inches from the first part, exactly 7 inches from each other, so that they form a triangle. Swelling masses of energy hamper the movement of enemies and lash out with emerald bolts. So basically you have like 3 of these things that make a triangle. In one game, in one shot, an entire unit of Mortek Guard and another blew up turn 1. Sounds very, very Skaven. I like it. So yeah. Equal to Manifestation's health counter has allocated to it, this manifestation is destroyed, and all of its parts are removed from play. So I'm assuming that each part is... You don't have 7 health on each part, you have 7 health total, no matter what part. The manifestation was not set up at this turn. Pick each enemy unit within 6 inches of manifestation to be targets. And roll a dice on a 4+ day, do d3 mortal wounds. So yeah, that's pretty good. Everything within... So there's a triangle of 7 inches, and anything within 6 inches of that gets zapped, which is very strong. If it was not set up this turn, but it's any hero phase, so I guess you can set it up in your turn. On the next hero turn, this goes off. This is it says any hero phase, and then subtract 2 from run rolls and charge rolls for anything while they're within 6 inches. And it has passed across this manifestation, inflict d3 mortal wounds after the move has been resolved. So yeah, it's just a zone. Oh yes, the Skaven number. Yes. Yes. Because 18 is 3 6s. Yes. It's got a ward of 6+. Yes. All the numbers are coming together. Mortal Ratmen make up the vast bulk of the teeming Skaven hordes, but on occasion they are led into battle by vermin lords, potent demons who answer only to the Great Horn Rat. Chief amongst these fell lords is Lord Screech, a Vermin King. Said to be just a reincarnation of the particular Council of 13 that once plotted to murder their god. Glaive of the Rat King. So it's so crit is similar again, like 10th edition. Crit is also a really cool thing they've introduced. So basically a 6 up to hit is 2 hits. It's sustained hits. Look up Lord Screech model. I'm surprised it's not a link. Normally there's a link. We'll just come over here. Yes. Oh, I do really like the why? What? I don't even know what this is. Poland? Why are you sending me to Poland? And now, okay. Well, we're here now. Okay, yes, given. There you go. Yeah, I really do like the these guys, the vermin lords. They're very cool. There's a bunch of them, right? There's one for each of the main clans. But they are very cool. Every time I look at the game rules, I get sad because my favourite part of the army is both underrepresented and dodged the refresh. We don't know for sure. We don't know the whole thing yet, so. Yeah, 7 attacks. It's a lot of attacks. Poland mentioned. Very true, Poland. Hello to Poland. I wasn't disparaging your currency. It just confused me as to why Google decided that was my currency for that particular search. 13 health, there, the number. Yeah, I mean, damage 3 on potentially many attacks is scary. Has it only been 13? Roll 13 dice, inflict 1 mortal... For each 5+, inflict 1 mortal wound, and you can return 1 slain model to a friendly clan rat unit hold within 13. So, 13 dice, 5+. What's that average? 4? Essentially? So 4 wounds and 4 clan rats returned. Pretty good. There's such a headache, it's unreal. Okay, that's true. I don't. It looks very cool. I don't know how it is to obviously build and paint. If 5 models in the box, you can magnetize 1 arm to wizard with 3 of them. That's very good. Creatures every clan, Corruptor for Pestilence, Warbringer for Verminous, Seaver for Eshin and Warpseer for Master Clan. There's no Molder or Scryer. Okay, so not every single one. Once per turn, and this is a wizard one, so you're probably just casting this one thing. Actually, once per turn, pick an enemy inventory on a 3+. They can't use commands, and you subtract control score. Very fair. 13-headed one. Pick one of the following effects to apply until the start of your next turn. You cannot pick the same effect more than once per battle. Okay, it looks like there's one for like each thing, so you can add one to cast for friendly masculine wizards. You can add one to charge rolls for Verminous. Again, this is all wholly within 13. One to hit rolls for shooting attacks made by friendly Scryer. Add one to rend characteristics for Eshin. Chanting rolls for Pestilent Priest, and heal D3. I'm not sure why heal is in bold here. Heal D3 each friendly Molder unit wholly within 30. Okay, so lot of cool stuff here. This Arcane Amalgamation is a terrifying monstrosity that can weaken enemy infantry with a glance. And there's numerous once battle abilities. Very cool. Well, the Skaven masses lack in muscle, courage, or raw violence, the Ratogos have an abundance. Not that their clan Molder Packmasters stopped mutations. You also have to craft Warpfire weapons. Yes, these guys are cool. The new models for these are super, super cool. I think, yeah, heal might be bolder because it's a keyword. But it's just interesting that their like charge isn't bolder, for example. I don't know. I guess heal is a keyword because it doesn't say like return health, it just says heal, so that's that makes sense to be a keyword. 1/3 of models are armed with Warpfire gun in addition to their other weapon, which is a just a big number of of Daka. And any combat phase, you inflict D3 mortal wounds, and then add 1 attack characteristic to the unit's melee weapons for the rest of the turn. So that's 6 attacks per, essentially doing 2 damage each. These are pretty cool. Pretty spicy. First possible because of all the nooks and crannies. The model only has 2 contact points and is mad tall. Ugh, yeah, that sounds a bit plain. Gonna take it now. Alright, see you later. This is A tier, Flesh Course A tier, Cayman Stevens, Reserve B tier, everything else F tier. Wow. Everything else F tier. Get out of my house. Says games to every faction. 20 ghosts have the green, 41 more to go. Oof, that's a lot of ghosts. But keep it going. Only one gets true, but it's still, you know, that's still a lot of attacks for even just one. Like having 3 of these obviously would be, you know, 66 would be insane. But you can still, I guess, buff them. So you could have 6 in a unit. I think you can still do that. Maybe you can't anymore. You get another attack from the Molder trait. True. Yeah, add 1 to the attacks. So you could have 6 attacks, 7 attacks. Pretty good. Yeah. Most Skaven agree it's far safer to engage combat from a distance when most Skaven haven't suffered the clan Scryer's war machine malfunctioning in their face. But high rates of friendly casualties, warp lightning cannons are prized tools. Again, love the model for warp lightning. And it's a very similar thing. Each attack made with this weapon in the single phase must target the same enemy unit, and each hit inflicts 1 mortal damage, and then it ends. So it's just basically you do D6, you hit on 4s, and then it's just mortal wounds. However, more warp lightning. Add 6 to the attack character, so it's 2d6 plus 6. But for each 1, you inflict D3 mortal wounds on this unit. So this is very, very similar to the Warp Blaster thing, where you're basically killing yourself. Now, Gnorholes only have 6 health, but models can pass through this terrain feature but cannot be set up or end moves on it. Each time an enemy unit ends a move that has passed through or across this terrain, they might take damage. Then once per turn, you can pick a non-hero Skaven unit that has been destroyed and set up a replacement unit with half the number, only within a Gnorhole. More than only 3 inches from all enemies, so you can be right next to it, right up next to them. And then, and that's the end of your turn. Oh, right, okay, so it's once per turn army, but it's the end of your turn. So yes, you could put them 3 inches away from all enemy units, but that might not be that useful. Hello, Stavros. How's it going? Scotty just striking at reroll 1s in some way to make Warhammer cannon not as explosive. That might potentially what is they get for their battle formation thing. Make a friendly Skaven unit that is not in combat wholly within 6 inches to remove them. From the battlefield, set them again wholly within another Gnaw hole. So that is cool. So having 3 Gnaw holes around, you can kind of move them around. Very cool. Change the way Gnaw holes play. Which is ambitious scheme is paid off given their access to easy way to more realms. Run set with 3 Gnaw holes to start. Gnaw holes will be constantly popping up out the ground. Very cool. There's a lot of opportunities you plan to unfold, all backed up by a variety of specialist units off there. Yeah. And then your spearhead is a Grey Seer, the engineer, this dude, 3 of these guys, and then these. But this guy feels a bit out of place because you don't get the warp Jezzails in the in this spearhead. This feels a bit maybe redundant, but well. Pick a friendly unit that's not been deployed, and then you set up in the tunnels. Use the tunnels below that have not used the Gnaw hole ambush ability, but in a third battle or are destroyed. Fair. And then yeah, if you're in tunnel below, you can pull out. Very cool. And then the Grey Seer. Again, this is the spearhead version. Add the roll to the target's current control score. Okay, this is very cool. So this will definitely keep stuff around and pick a visible enemy, and you get some more ones. Very nice. Whilst we are here, I want to look at this. Because, one, this is a very, very cool model. And 2, this. 66 plus 3. And for each hit roll of 1, you inflict a mortal wound. And you add 1 to hit rolls for shooting at a target enemy or more. So, yeah, 66 plus 3. Auto wounding potentially on 6s. Yeah, I'll probably skim the spearhead stuff. Because, yeah, if we're spending half an hour per thing, I'm going to be here a while. So let's start going through a bit quicker. But yeah, 66 plus 3. So let's say it's average, you know, what, 3.5 is an average on a d6? 7, 14, 21, 24 attacks. Probably doing a lot of wounds to yourself. I reckon this thing dies before anyone else kills it. But it's very funny. Right, Gitz. Very, very standard artwork. Comparison with the Gleam Warriors of Armos, we've already seen you might be forgiven for scoffing at the notion of Gloomspite Gitz, a ragtag coalition of cowardly grots, barely sentient fungus, and lumbering troggers. They'll be unwise for this unruly gaggle of dwellers, and the Dank are a force to be reckoned with. It's a 2-part stream. There's always going to be a 2-part stream because they've only done half of them. There's probably going to be several parts. That's the main thing. Yeah, oh yeah, Skaven went into S tier, like, before I even read the whole thing. And in fact, spoiler alert, I already have these. I already collect them. I love squigs. Yeah, the ghastly Paul. Paul? That's what sounds American. Paul? Ghastly Paul of the Bard Moon. That means you can't use the ability if you have multiple copies of the same unit, so you can't take 6 rattling warp blasts and have them each put out 60 shots. True. I am indeed a squig gamer. Each crop possesses a well of a cruelty that belies their diminished stature and fills a void where honor, compassion, manners, or hygiene are missing. In mass groups, their cowardice is outweighed by their viciousness and the easily shaken belief that they won't be the one to personally tear their arrow or sword to the face. When the Bad Moon's erratic orbit passes close to a realm, it bathes the land in sickly light, inducing a mania in those who dwell in the dark caverns and damp grottos. This fervor is known as the Gloomspite delirium, which brings the grots together in a shrieking mass, a huge mob of mushroom-addled destruction. They're joined by other horrors from the depths, giant skittering arachnids that tear holes through reality, lumbering rock-skinned troggoths, and the ceaseless pounding and gnashing balls of teeth known as squigs. They spill onto the surface in an effort to usher in the Everdank, a gloomy and moist utopia. Oof. Which grok kind of supremacy. They're just cool models. Gloomspite Gitz have schemes in abundance, but when they wage war, they are driven by little other than primitive urge to ruck. And their animosity knows no bounds. And as long as they're given big uns, their comeuppance, the crop will stay scheming for the moment, at least. The origins of the Bad Moon are unknown. So this is the Bad Moon, very, very similar to how it works at the moment. Pick a moon, pick a side, and then you get stuff being going on in the Bad Moon. And then you can move the Bad Moon. The Bad Moon moves. You must use his ability to start a battle round. If it's first battle round, pick a quarter to be the Bad Moon. If it's second or third, you roll and it moves. Very, very standard. Very much the same. I don't think there's anything different. Maybe these are slightly different, like the control score is obviously a new thing, but I think this is basically how it works now. Realizing your Titan army's figure so far is fucked up little guys. Very true. Very true indeed. True, get all the squigs without having to be beast snaggers. From the same unit, don't stack. Keep in mind that we're looking at the Goobapalooza. Interesting. I think I'm leaning towards Gitz to be my pre-release get a playable spearhead force ready project. Yeah, I think they are cool. Like, I've got quite a lot of them painted as well. I say quite a lot, a decent amount. A few bit structures of squigs, which are little more than big mouths, filled with fangs and an appetite to match. From tiny ones to huge ones, they are constant companions to the Gloomspite Gitz to the extent that you can play as a squiglanch. 1-2 attacks. So each time a friendly unit charges, they get +1 to attacks. Very similar. Unstoppable swarm of bouncing red roots whose momentum gain extra attacks on the charge. Other battle formations allow for swarming as a spider, fang riders, tough herds of troggoths, and teeming legions of match grots. Kind of standard. The Gloomspite. Gloomspite. How dare you? How dare you, Games Workshop? Gluten, I hardly know him. Haha. Anyway, Gitz shamans generally invoke the power of Gorka Morka to smash their foes. But their natural-born schemers too. Sneaky Distractors is a favoured cantrip. So pick a friendly wizard to cast. That's on a 7. Till the start of the next turn, subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by the enemy while they're holding within 12 inches. Very cool. Very cool. Useful when scraps of armor and 100 robes confer 5 or 6 or save. Very true. Few grots can hold a candle to Scraggot the Loon King, so called because after waking from a particularly vivid dream of the Bad Moon, he found himself wearing a fungal crown, with the roots swarming into his brain. Very nice. That moon on a stick. So I think this is very standard. You choose. So once per battle, you can choose if it moves or stays. Which is very useful if it gets into the middle or if you want to get into the middle. Because when it's in the middle, it does the whole area. A visible enemy unit within 18 inches on a 7 and equals to the unmodified casting for each 3+ inflicted multiple wound. That's pretty deadly. And then reaction, you declare to redeploy command for friendly Moon Clan unit. Body within. If you roll a 1 to 3 when determining the distance that unit can move, you can use a value of 4. Okay. Fair. Uses Battling 1 to guarantee a swift 4-inch redeploy for his allies or warlock himself. Yes, because it is a friendly Moon Clan unit, and he is a Moon Clan unit. Goobapalooza. I do like this this little ad. Stiff? Bloody hell. Stack. Try that again. Staff, sticker, or jaggedy blade. Okay. In the first battle round, this unit has a 4 at ward, the second has 5 at ward, and the third has 6 at ward. Roll a dice on a 3+, pick one of the following effects. Friendly Gloomspite Git, add 1 to run rolls and charge rolls. Add 1 to rend, or pick a visible enemy, they can't use commands. Stiff stack, yes. I cannot speak. None of the previewed factions look bad. To be fair, from what I've read, the small amount I've read, that is very true. Yes. Very cool. And then Squig Herd. So Squig Herd has actually gone down health. So Squig Herds used to be 2 health for the Squigs. It's down to 1 now. But I think pretty much everything else is still the same. Obviously, you'll have 4 attacks, which is good. Rend of 1. There's a maximum control score of 1. So it can't be increased. When it's slay, so it used to be when it ran away, but obviously things don't run away anymore. I don't believe. But when they're slain, you roll. Each time a model in this unit is slain, that model was in combat. On a 5+, you inflict 1 mortal wound after the fight ability has been resolved. And for each Squig Herder, you can bring some Chaos Squigs back. And for each one, a Squig Herder dies. That's pretty much the same. 4s to hit, 3s to wound, rend, 3 attacks. It's a lot of attacks when you stack them together. D6 plus 3 inches. Fair. 6 up save. So they are dying in droves, but you kind of bring them back, which is kind of how you play them. And only have a maximum control score of 1. Van Moon so is a capricious form of lunacy. So this is the thing that I find quite interesting, is the Bad Moon Loon Shrine can be 4 up save, 14 health, you can kill it basically. Would you try? I don't know. But whilst things are wholly within 12 inches there, unlike the Bad Moon, and a non-hero, so at the end of your turn, once per turn, non-hero, non-monster, non-war machine, set a replacement unit with half a number, wholly within 12 inches, the strength unit is more than 3 inches of all enemy units. It's a cool piece of terrain. I need to get one. Yeah, I wonder if you go for it. It might not be worth it, because you're probably putting a lot of... It's a 4-up save, basically you're saving half the things that are thrown at it, and it's got a bunch of rend. Let's say you don't. So you're essentially trying to get 28 attacks through, so maybe you don't go for it. That means the entire unit of Squig Herd counts as 1 on objectives, because control score refers to the total value of the whole unit. True. Yeah, because control isn't per model. I might just look into that. It's not to be a war scroll, because that's one of the things that is confusing me a little bit when I read this. Right. Determines how well each model in the unit can contest. Yes, so it is the same as OC, but for Squigs that can only ever be 1. The Squigs actually don't mean anything. Use control to some of this characteristic from... Oh, no, from all models. Oh, a unit's control score is some of the characters from all models, yeah. So control is the stat, in which case control is 1, but the control score can only ever be 1. Right? So whilst each model counts as 1, it can't be... You can't go above 1. Yeah. Yeah, that's my understanding now, Lackman, is so for example, in these guys... Let's say there's 5 of them. If all 5 are around the objective, that's a control score of 5. But add 3 to this unit's control score. So if you're wholly within friendly territory, you would get 5 plus 3, 8. And again, on the flip side, you could have 1 of the models within the range of the objective and then still get that plus 3. And in this case, it can only ever be 1. Yep. Vast Swarm Army. Half Swarm Army that can call upon a variety of different styles. Bouncing rapidly forward. Fangs, Bear, Squigs. Yeah, cool. And we won't look too much into the into this, but it looks like a fairly standard array of Squigs. And you've got Underline Band Moon. Big rock guts, throwing rocks. Yeah, heal there is bolded as well. So heal is a keyword. Yeah, they don't want you to swarm objective with a bunch of squigs. Maybe when you open that PO box. Maybe in the future. I don't have plans to open a PO box right now. Maybe one day. Potentially, if the channel takes off and I need stuff. Yeah, that's what stabbers are for, exactly. Yeah. Right, Night Haunt. Very, very cool art again. So now we're kind of entering. So if I look at the list, I don't really know much about any of these. Like I knew about these three. I've played against Steve's Night Haunts, and they kicked my ass. So I know a little bit about them, but for most of these, I don't know much what's going on. So this will be interesting. So this is where the tier list is now kind of where it is. Okay. In the Rotten Realms, death is a cold and unknowable terror, waiting for the moment it can cut their lives abruptly short. Same as in real life. Those enlightened by the true nature of mortality know better, for even as the body rots, the spirit is freed to serve the undying king's every whim, unlike real life. And the wrathful geists of the guilty, the sinful, and the damned gather into his spectral vanguard known as the Night Haunt. They are warped wraiths, moulded in the image of their mortal sins. For Nagash is a strong believer that punishments should fit the crimes he deems the soul to have committed. It helps that the many violent and traumatic ways one can die in the mortal realms produces particularly vicious phantoms for his army. And they all share a bitter hatred for the living, even now, as the deadly necroquake, great word, that saw Night Haunt ravage the realms recedes into memory with the coming of the Vermin Doom. How unexpected at Death's command still rise from Shaiish to drag mortals to their untimely fate. Those who fight back discover that their corporeal weapons find no purchase against these ghostly forms. And even those lucky enough to fend off an attack learn the unforgiving truth. Death comes for everyone. It's a good ghost. It was Old Man Smithers. Alright, guys have haunted burial sites and sepultures since before the Age of Chaos, but it wasn't until Nagash's dark ambitions unleashed the Shaiish Nadir that their great processions began to sweep across the realms on winds of deadly amethyst magic. Deathly amethyst magic. In concentrating the magical energy of the realms of death into a center, the great necromancer caused unchecked death magic to sweep across other realms. Entire hosts of shades rose up to spread their master's dominion over the mortal world. Though the Night Haunt attacked in discordant waves more akin to a force of nature than an invading army, the rise of two great leaders formed them into a unified fighting force with organization, structure, and purpose. Lady Olinda is the undoubted master of the Night Haunt, bestowed the title of Mortarch of Grief by Nagash, tasked with afflicting the mortal world with endless misery and sorrow, while her consort, Kurdos Valentian, handles the tactical aspects of their assaults. The Night Haunt now fight with discipline and strategy, led by their lieges, or the subordinate Knights of Shrouds. The particular character of a leader lends each host distinct personality. Rage-filled spirits charging recklessly into melee, or more patient commanders might prefer devious traps. A very cool piece of art here as well. Spirits are infused by the realms they rise from. The Quicksilver Dead possess bodies of liquid metal shaped by the magic of Shaman, the realm of metal. Others are born from the wars that rack the mortal realms, where blood-soaked battlefields and endless unrepentant murder gives rise to the Scarlet Doom, claw their way through pools of blood to exact toll and vengeance for the living. Very cool. Now how to by the ethereal nature, which pays no heed to sharpness of enemy weapons or the weight of their hammers. Even when an attack comes to break their spectral places, they will simply discorporate. So basically you ignore all modifiers to saves, excluding the gash. You can do a reaction to get a 5-up ward. Once per turn in your charge phase, you can pick one of these dread abilities. Now it used to be, I believe, the so basically this means that rend is worthless against these guys. Which was annoying when I was playing Squigs and them. But anyway, this used to be depending on the charge roll, you got one of these. Like, depending on how well you charged. Now it's just you choose, once per turn you can choose one of these, so... Red Knight holding are in combat can use charge abilities this phase. However, if the unit is in combat, use a charge ability and the charge roll is 3 or less, that unit does not count having charged. Okay. Wait, that's a different thing out. Your charge phase. Friendly units that are in combat can use charge abilities in this phase. However, if a unit that is in combat uses a charge ability and the charge roll is 3 or less, that unit does not count as having charge. I see. Then these Aura of Dread abilities, you got that charge this turn. And pick an enemy unit within 1 inch to be the right. Okay, so you can use this to do these things. Let's create the number of models in target unit. Subtract 1 from hit rolls. Subtract 1 from save, and they have strike last. So that's the 3. I don't quite get this, but it might be explained later. What's it called? It's called Wave of Terror. Anyway, yeah. Charge abilities. You can charge out of combat into a different. You get to charge while in combat, so you can use your charge base ability without having to retreat. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Formations of Deathstalkers. So I'm going to have a quick drink. Are expert hunters. Use their ethereal gifts to swirl in and out of combat. They can ignore damage or retreating. So in the Deathstalkers, they use charge abilities even if they use run or retreat, so they can advance and charge. And they don't suffer mortal damage when they run away. That's kind of what they have at the moment. My understanding. What about formations let you transport entire units with vanishing phantasms? It's the Hunters of the Accursed Sap Souls. Where your cluster goes around the Chinagor and the Black Cloak, you can use Procession of Death. Okay. Yep, so faction pack. Their lore or their spell. Nighthawk Wizard has 3 or more models. Pick a friendly visible Nighthawk unit that has 3 or more models, and subtract 1 for wound rolls for attacks that target that model. Okay. Obvious. You can advance the charge and sorry. Advance the charge and fall back and charge. Primary target unit with more than 3 models means you won't be able to destroy your largest creatures. Very true. Cool. So, Lady Olinda. See how they change conditions based off keyword for the Aura Dread ability? Yeah, so it's basically like you can... Yeah. Pick a friendly Nighthawk that has not used an Aura Dread ability this turn. So yeah, each one has to... You have to use 1 on each of these, which is good. Horrifying Visage. Very similar kind of... The crit auto wound is scary, obviously, but it's only 1 attack. But it's all crit auto wound. All of it is. So any 6s just go right through. Once per battle, so this is your once per battle, basically just rise up from the dead. So your local games will cosplay Lady Olinda, your last RTT. That sounds cool. Yeah, the crit auto wound, I remember that being a pain. Subtract 3 from the control scores of enemy units. So again, this is control scores of the enemy units. You're not subtracting it from the actual... Not each model. Which is interesting. I quite like how that works. Pick a visible enemy unit. And ignore passive. Positive modifiers to hit rolls, wound rolls, and save rolls for a step. Very cool. Not all those lead possession of military heritage. Some exceptional leaders meet out Nagash's will personally when their spectral. There's also for soaring executioners Reikenor the Grimhaler. Very cool name. Fell Reaper. Yeah, there's your crit auto wound. +1 damage on the charge, very nice. Pick either this unit or a visible enemy unit. And I get 1 damage point to the target. If you picked an enemy unit, add 1 to the casting rolls for this unit. If you pick this unit, add 1 to casting rolls and 1 to the unit's power level. Is power level the wizard thing? This whole thing is hunting down anyone who tries to cheat death. That is cool. Visible enemy. Inflict D3 mortal wounds. If any models are slain, inflict an additional D3 mortal wounds. I assume this is not cycle. Power level is number of cast unbinds. Gotcha. So basically, you can deal 1 damage to yourself to get an extra +1 to casting and +1 to cast unbinds and stuff. Yeah, I assume this does not continue forever. I assume it's just a one and done thing. Add 1 to hit rolls and wound rolls for attacks made with this unit's Fel Reaper if the target is a priest or wizard. There's like a wizard hunter as well. Yeah, it just says Anne, yeah. It's a potent wizard with the unique ability to infuse his spellcast with life force, be it his own or the enemy's. Yeah, very cool. Dreadblade Harrows. These look like they're... Look at this, look at this horsey boy. Look how happy he is. Anyway, yeah, 4 attacks each. 2 damage and critting auto wound. Pretty nasty. Only hitting on 4s and 3s. The unit charged this turn, add 3 to the control scores of friendly Nighthawk units hold within 12. Very cool. Remove this unit from the battlefield and set up again on the battlefield more than 9 inches away from enemy units. I have seen the Goopalooza. I don't have the Goopalooza, but it is a cool. It's a cool unit. Since wizard priests usually try to treat death, they do usually try to treat death. That's kind of what wizards do when they're not accidentally killing themselves. Interesting. Yes, any movement phase. That is interesting. And then Mirmorn Banshees. These are again. These are really cool models. I love these models. Very, very cool. Spirits of want wizards but failed to pay proper respect to Gash. Now they're cursed. Friendly Nighthawk unit holding within 12 unit was picked to be a target with a spell. This unit can use the Unbind ability as if it had the Wizard 1. Add 1 to Unbinding rolls for that ability. If the spell is unbound, inflict D3. That's cool. These are cool to have around. 12 inches, 12 inches. And yeah, they move quick. 8 inches. Pretty quick. Yeah, reaction opponent declares a spell ability. Yeah, the model range is very cool. And then this is the Slasher Host. I won't go too deep into the Spearhead, but very, very cool. Where do they go? I think the Nighthaunt. I think I can see them in A tier. I think they're really cool. They seem really interesting, and their models are cool. I feel like I could collect them. I think the thing is, I think because I prefer Soul Black Overlords. So having the benches are now 2 health, the fact that they were 1 with them way too fragile. That was one of the things I think against Steve that I really realised was they are quite fragile overall. Because there was a lot of things that, yeah, I've seen like Black Coach and stuff. I've seen that because Steve has one. It's a really cool centerpiece. Based purely on that, I'd put them in A tier. Cities of Sigmar. We've got a lot more to get through, so let's probably not gonna get through all of these today. We'll get through as many as we can. The more I talk, the worse I get. Rats in S, exactly. Gods, monsters, and warriors of unnatural prowess all walk the mortal realms, waging war, pillaging, and conquering. For an ordinary mortal to face them is face death itself, but for City Sigmar, fighting these horrible horrors is a terrible necessity. For everyone to remove these in battle, the metropolises must fight for their survival, increasing the hostile world. Alongside elves, Duradin, and even ogres that they march out to restore order in the realms, found new cities, and drive back the foul forces of chaos. They've claimed the mortal realms since Sigmar's defeat at the end of the Age of Myth. While they lack in supernatural power, improbable or chaotic gifts, they more than make up for with diligence, faith, and doctrine. Shields and weapons in their hand, they wage tireless war, reclaiming long-lost homelands and secure their future. Yeah, unless you... I was playing a game, the Crusade, and yeah, my opponent rolled so many 4-up invuln saves. It was maddening. So yeah, when they spike, it's annoying. Ordinary folk have taken the Coin Malleus and joined the military effort, or have been press-ganged in by the religious fanatics of the cults Unberogan. Whether defending their cities or marching out on Dawnbringer crusades, they fight with tireless determination and stockpile of black powder weapons. When they wage war, they do so as a reflection of their walled homesteads, taking to the battlefield in a cast-light formation, impregnable walls made up of rows of free guild fusiliers with stout shields, fusil mages on Ogor wallhawks, flanking as watchtowers, and armoured bulwarks, and mighty iron-crowned great cannon. Formation doctrine is a doctrinaire, a word I've not really used before. Sigmar once an enemy breaks on this defensive line, thundering cavalry makes devastating countercharges, involving units of foot soldiers, doughty Duradin acrobatic elves. Ready commanders dictate the flow of battle, bellowing orders, sending their envoys. We're going to go down ranks to relay shifts in tactics. While much success is going to be attributed to the academics that teach strategy, the weapon makers who craft gear, and the skills of soldier themselves, war in mortal realms is ultimately a calculation. Brutal arithmetic. At the heart of the war effort can only guarantee success through attrition. The great wheel must turn, even if its axle will carry the blood of thousands. I'll send wave after wave of my men at them. The cults Unberogan, those most devout to Sigmar, ensure that the fires of faith burn strongly in the hearts of the men and women who march to battle in the inimical climates of the realms. Bellies empty, feet sore, soldiers knotted. Every hard-won victory is one small step to the future that seems further away by the day. And victories are short-lived, and civilians' army must repack their belongings and set off for the next battle. Maybe their last. City Sigmar triumph over my odds. So they can issue orders. So, very Imperial Guard. Not use an officer's order. The target's human. You can pick an additional City Sigmar unit held within 12 inches. Each target moves 3 inches. The officer's orders to 3 inches. You can roll a dice if it's equal to less than the number of models that enemy unit that was slain. They have strike last. 1 to attack characteristics for melee weapons. If it's an elf unit, add 1 to hit rolls. And then strike last and ward 5. If it's Duradin, strike 1 for the hit rolls. Okay, so this is basically like, yeah. It was made to make pronunciation difficult. There's a lot of words in there that I don't use often. Inimical. I mean, that's a name. That was the only word I could find that I couldn't say properly. Fortress City defenders march out when the homes do so with steely discipline. So they get friendly City Sigmar units to have a fortify position ability. Start the battle in the fortified position. Start the battle round in a fortified position. In addition, in the first battle round, subtract 1 from wound rolls for attacks that target them. Enemy forces often fail to find purchase it in well-prepared Fortress City. Rebuff onslaughts, hit rolls. Dawnbringer Crusade still forged into the bleak and nightmarish wilds. Cool. So look at the spell lore. So, friendly set Sigmar Wizard's cast. Then a visible friendly unit. Add 1 to the number of dice roll when making charge rolls. Very cool. Very standard. The Castlight formation, beloved by Sigmar armies across the realm, is the brainchild of former mercenary Talia Vedra, Lioness of the Parch. Fiery action temperament and incisive wit put her in good stead with the troops in the barracks where she would prefer to be, though the Grand Conclave has other plans for this charismatic figurehead. 15 health. Oh, I see why it's 15 health. That's a cool model. It's on a, what was that, a Manticore? That's a cool model. So weapon of office. This action, yeah. The Infernodine. Infernodine Scorpid Sting is pretty nasty. As well as that. +1 rend. And then when damaged, yeah, it's fair. Interesting, 10 or more damage points seems to be the cutoff because regardless of how much health you have. Because the other thing that had 20 health was also 10. When this unit uses an officer's order, you can pick an additional Citizen Sigmar unit. Makes sense. If these units in combat pick up to 3 other friendly Citizen Sigmar units wholly within 12 inches, for each target, you can return a number of slay models to that unit. Combined health coverage up to 3. Cool. Once per battle. And then once per turn. In any combat phase, you pick an enemy monster, and you can give it strike last. Very cool. Yeah. Infernodine is a great name. Years experience have also made her an unparalleled tactician. The mobile watchtowers that loom over the castle formation are Fusil Majors on Ogor Warhulks. God pairing with experienced gunner and city-dwelling Ogor. Hopefully learn to think with their head rather than their belly. That is pretty cool. Yeah, so, gun. With auto wound, anti-hero. And then big stick. An enemy unit was targeted by this unit's shooting. And I'd order hit rolls for shooting attacks. So it's, yeah, mark, Hunter's Mark. I thought the battle damage is pretty simple for most things. Take off a couple of attacks off one weapon rather than change loads of characteristics. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because they had that whole table they used to have. Definitely more simplified. This unit establishes a fortified position until it uses a move ability or is moved from battlefield whilst the unit is in forward position, subtract 1 from rank characteristics. Fair. And then Frigo Cavaliers. Horsey lads. We got charges phase, pick an enemy within 1 inch and you get mortal wounds. Charging mortal wounds, standard. And then here's your regular just dudes. 1 health. Yeah, 2 attacks each, and then units contesting an objective you control that is not contested by enemy, roll a dice. On a 3+ save is considered consecrated. While each model in a friendly City Sigmar human unit is contesting, they get a ward of 5. If your opponent gains control, it's no longer consecrated. Fair. The only monster type unit we haven't seen so far that don't get battle damage of 10 is the Mega Gargants. That makes sense, but they have like 30 health. Probably. With unfavorable faith in Sigmar, yeah. Cool. And then this is the fairly standard looking spearhead. Let's load up here. So where are they going to go? Is it 40 health? Oh, that's a lot of health. I think B tier. Like, they're cool. But I think judging from S tier, I just like fucked up little dudes. These guys are kind of like more fancy-ish. I think they're fine. I definitely prefer, because I'm not a big fan of Imperial Guard. But these are definitely better than Imperial Guard. So, in terms of like that centerpiece model, whatever her name was, I can't remember her name now, but that is very cool. But yeah, they're fine. I'm not super excited about them, but they're not bad. So I think B. I think B is fair. Thali Avenger, that's the one. Right. Kharadron Overlords. So this art does make them look very cool. But I will say I'm not a huge fan of dwarves, just in general. But we'll see. Industrious, fiercely independent. When Age of Chaos meant they could no longer cling to the safety of their mountain holes, the many took to the skies. And wondrous airships seeking adventure, fame, and above all, profit. Money, money, money. These are the Kharadron Overlords, descendants of the Khazalid Empire of old. This music is bopping, but it's not quite the vibe, but I'm still happy with it. That's a Kharadron. True. In times, this would give rise to entirely new civilization of airborne merchants, privateers. To be fair, that some of these look cool. But I do like this airship aesthetic. It's kind of cool. Seasoned Skyfarers are Northerners model realms, but they're trading between the cities and of Sigmar, or hunting down fresh seams of precious aether gold, hanging in the air like glittering clouds. They might be adventurers and swashbucklers, but they are still Duridim. The society is governed by a strict code of laws. Places acquisition of wealth as the highest virtue. Hey, it's just like real life. The tempers rampant avarice with a labyrinthine system of articles and amendments decreed by their ruling council. Just like real life. Apart from this, keeping business fair and proper, that's not like real life. The call to war, the Kharadron skyports dispatch great armadas of sky vessels loaded with Arcanaut troops with bristling firepower. Those are undoubtedly the greatest in all the realms. I like this like space musket pistol thing. Very interesting looking like tech. Hey, look, some squigs. Yeah, they've got a very almost futury vibe to them. They're kind of cool. They stand out at least. Druidin called the realm Metal home to come to demonic onslaught just like everyone else. Lifetime of successful industry and unchecked greed have made them insolent and stubborn. When finally called for aid from Grungni, the Maker God, he responded with silence. The salvation instead came with sparking injuries to the lies within. Having no other options left, they broke the chains of tradition that had hobbled the progress and began to innovate with a reckless pace. New war engines powered by steam and heated realmstone took flight from the mountaintops and hammered the demonic hordes from the sky. Great platform became the foundation of new civilization. In the safety of the clouds, scorned by Grungi, the Kharadron Overlords instead placed their faith in the arcane properties of a substance known as aether gold. Although they continued to observe the ancestors of gods and cast machines in their image, the mind of the skyports was directed towards gathering more wealth. Money, 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 money. Kharadron Overlords forces are naval crews trained to fight on board ships they inhabit, using firearms to hold airborne predators at bay. Arcanaut companies are tenacious souls, compelled to fight for the aether gold. And thus, the place in society by contract signed before the voyage begins, whether leaping into a melee with from the gun whales or defending a valuable catch of loot on foot. Fetch itself a marvelous in engineering, aloft on wondrous spectral, spherical endrins that thrum with aether gold. Ships come in many shapes and sizes, though the workhorse vessels and the Arcanor frigates are by far the most common. Each one is as much a hauler as it is a fighter. Because large numbers of Kharadron troops quickly cross the battlefield. The mobility of sky vessels is at the core of the Kharadron game plan, and for all of the battle tactics revolve around maximizing their potential. Frigates and ironclads are called upon to transport skyfarers to far-flung objectives, critical combats. The aspiring admirals need to be careful with their placement. Core rules now state that units set up outside of the deployment phase can't make move actions in the movement phase of that turn. So again, very similar to, I guess, 40k. What? Sorry about that. So outside of deployment phases, you can't move. You can't make a move action. Friendly sky vessel that is part of the regiment with no units, from which no units have been deployed, then pick a number of units up to its transfer capacity that in the regiment set up all of these units in reserve in the clouds. Okay, hang on. Let me read that again. Once per battle, so in the deployment phase, because friendly sky vessel that's part of a regiment for which no units have been deployed, and pick a number of units up to its transport capacity that are in its regiment, and set all of those units, so including the sky vessel. Right, so you're setting up the sky vessel and the units essentially on it. Before you had to load and unload boats, now you guys just hit a ride on a moving boat. Gotcha. Understood. Right. And pick a friendly sky vessel in the clouds, set up that sky vessel anywhere. More than 9 inches to units, then set up all other units that were set up in the clouds with that sky vessel. Wholly within 6 inches of it and more than 9. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, right. This is where it's interesting. Number of units up to its transport capacity. Units. You declare a non-charge move from a friendly sky vessel. So the sky vessel uses that move ability. Pick a number of units up to that sky vessel transport capacity. Units that have been transported this turn can't be targeted. Remove the targets. Now the sky vessel ends its move. Set up each target, hold within 6 inches, and not in combat. And they can't charge. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for shooting attacks at target infantry while they're wholly within 6 inches of a Arcanor, Ironclad or frigate. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So what's the non-unique Kharadron Overlords hero? Give that hero 1 artifact of power. Okay, so you just get a free artifact of power, I guess. It's fine. Oh. Yeah, because we haven't seen any artifacts of power, actually. This is the first time we've seen artifacts of power. Oh. So the Endrineers. Grant one of your fine officers with 3 artifacts. So look. Blazebeard and Sons Drak Hobbler Mag Bowlers. That, I like that. That's really cool. So once per battle, pick an enemy monster. Subtract 1 from the number of dice rolled when making charge rolls. To a minimum of 1. Okay, so you're basically, yeah, bowler. Celestium Burst Grenade. Basically means you can't do... Typically used by Grundstock Black Marines. This specialized anti-ethereal weapon can nullify magical wards. Very nice. Or Voidstone. Once per battle, you declare a spell ability. You just unbind it. That's cool. So having no opportunity for magic and even less inclination, use the Kharadrons have developed ingenious codes to counter suspicious spellcraft. Okay, Brock Grungson. Yeah, the Kharadron Overlords hosts a common nature punch harbor of the weight. As a richest Duridan in the legendary skyport of Barak Nar, Brock Grunson ranks only slightly below the ruling admiral councils, but unlike many of his wealthy peers, he still relishes the chance to seize the wealth in person. His immaculate warsuit is held aloft on a brace of miniaturized engines. Hang on. Okay, this guy is very cool looking. Look at this dude. Look at this lad. He's like gold in his bloody hat. Alright, that guy's fun. I quite like that game. He has a big bumper. And then a 6-shooter by the looks of it. And then a saw as well. First rule of Grungson. When Brock Grungson leads his warriors into battle, he reminds them of his first rule, the most significant commentary on the code, which is that he can pick 2 friendly Skyfarer units within this unit's combat range and add 1 to attack characteristics to other friendly. Oh yeah, it has guns in his mustache. That's very cool. Yeah, mustache mounted Aether blasters. At the end of any turn, you just deal mortal wounds. 3 visible friendly sky vessels. Each target can use the run ability and still shoot and or charge. Very cool. Okay, here we go. Arcanaut Frigate. This is the interesting one. So transport capacity. Well, actually, let's have a look at their things first. So they get 4 attacks with their Aether Shot carbines. 2 attacks with a heavy sky cannon and a heavy sky hook as well, which is an anti-monster. And then 8 boarding weapons. Oh, one of the... Okay, boarding weapon, Aether Shot carbine, and so you only get 1 of these 2. That's fine. So you can either have the slightly easier to wound D3+1, or the anti-monster D6. Gotcha. Okay, so the unit can transport up to 2 friendly units with a combined aha. Okay, so it does say it's transport capacity by unit, but there is a combined model count. Understood. This unit cannot use this ability if it is in a combat or is used run or retreat. Pick a number of units up to its transport capacity that are wholly within 6 inches of it. I'm not to charge a turn, then make a charge roll of 2d6. Remove the targets from the battlefield. Then this unit can move a distance to the value of a charge and must end within half, so standard charge. Then set up the targets wholly within the unit's combat range. These targets can be set up in combat and have strike first. This unit and targets have charge. That's very cool. Yes, having this skull here is really useful for this stuff. Medium bomb racks, not large bomb racks. That'd be silly. Medium bomb racks. Pick an enemy this unit does not have fly. This unit passed over. Roll 6 dice. Yeah, very cool. Where the frigate differs from other current is the use of the assault boat. Daring captains can employ the spear tip prow to ram straight into their foe for disgorging a cadre of ornery arcanauts. These shock assaults send the enemies reeling, making easy prey for arcanaut cutters. Airborne travel is perilous business in the mortal realms, and constant attacks on sky fleets are swift and deadly. By the Sky Wardens, whose flying Kharadron mete out a quick death to flying threats with wickedly sharp sky pikes. The super to blast from their vulcanizer pistols. So, each model in this unit is armed with a vulcanized pistol. 3 shots, pretty good. And sky pike, which crits for mortal wounds. Very nice. And they have a gun, I guess. Oh no, hang on, yeah. One of 3 models can replace their weapons with... So both these weapons with the Aethermatic Volley Gun which is very cool. And a gun butt. So yeah, you're basically either getting the pistol and skypike, or you're getting a gun with the gun butt. Creates their weapons with Skywarden heavy weapon, so big shot. Grapple launcher, sky hook, or drill launcher. The champion can't replace their weapons. The Skywarden heavy weapon. So I guess grapple launcher, skyhook, or drill launcher are all just this now. I just kind of combine them all. Yeah, it's like assault rifle. Yeah, it's very cool. Time charges. Skywarden's practice at striking hard. Pick an enemy unit in combat on a 2+. The amount of mortal wounds on the dice. This unit can immediately use the retreat ability. Interesting. End of any turn as well. There's no restriction on fly, is there? For the transport capacity, right? Yeah. So you can chuck these guys into the thing if you would want. Don't know if you would, but you could. Not all the fleet sharpshooters come from the Arcanaut companies. In times of particular strife, the expert sharpshooter marines of the Grund Corps are available for hire. Grundstock Thunderers charge a high price, Aether Gold. High price in Aether Gold, but the sheer quality of their shooting and grit in close range engagement makes them more worth the cost. Yeah, this is very similar to what they've done in 10th edition. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, it does feel like the Vulcanized Pistol and the Skypike are just better, though. Like, 2 damage with mortal wounds. Seems really good. But here, 2 out of 5 can replace the Aether Shot Rifle with Aether Fumigator. And 2 out of 5 can replace them with the Grundstock Mortar or Aether Cannon. Yeah, so... Yeah, obviously, like, combine them here again. They're very cool looking weapons, though. This is just like a rocket power grenade. It's like a weird, like, 5-barrel sideways weird gun. So yeah, your normal rifle is 2 attacks, 3 falls. This is a shorter range but 5 attacks, and anti-infantry and can shoot in combat. And if it has not used move ability, was not set up this turn, it could the units very much have shoot in combat. So that includes these 2, which is good. These always used to be different profiles. Yeah, okay. I guess it makes sense to combine these, because, yeah. They no longer work like garrisoned buildings, sit in previous positions. Instead, each time a sky vessel moves, it will be able to pick up a nearby unit and drop them off again after the move. It's basically much smoother, with less room for ambiguities, and the constant checking of who is aboard which airship. That's very true. And then Spearhead, you get a dude, a triple barrel pistol, which sounds cool. These got the guys with the spikes, and then a boat. Yeah. Okay, then there's standard dudes. Okay. You know what? I wasn't like, again, I'm not a big dwarf person. I think they go in A. In fact, we'll call them gimme. I was gonna say gimme Aether Gold, but I'm not gonna remember what that means. So Kharadron Overlords. They're very cool. Yeah. The you transport Sky Wardens if only to give them strike first. Yes, that makes sense. I'd give them a B, but B to help us weapons A. Yeah, I like their models are okay. I do like the models. I feel like they're gonna be very interesting to play. Yeah, go ahead and share that. Again, it'll be one of those things where I'll get around to it eventually. I think we're gonna. What time are we on? We'll come up to. I'm probably gonna try and finish the row, and then Maybe we can get 2 rows done a stream. I'll see how it goes. This is very fun, though. It's really interesting kind of reading this stuff. Disciples of Tzeentch is going to be an interesting one, because obviously I play Thousand Suns. And I like the Tzeentch aesthetic, but we'll see how I feel about the Age of Sigmar version. So, Zangors have been shown. Ruinous powers lurk beyond existence in otherworldly hellscapes known collectively as the Realms of Chaos. Always jostling for position in the great game, looking to conquer the 8 realms. Arrayed before them once for all. Tzeentch has been one of the great gods of chaos. Star. Star? What does star mean? A pantheon of 4 until the Great Horned Rat unveiled his way into the upper rank scales. So it's now 5 with the Great Horned Rat. Interesting. Since before the Age of Myth, he is the architect of fate. Got a change, ambition, and magic. Wherever wizards seek shortcuts to arcane dominance or covetous subordinates plot to usurp their leader. Tzeentch whispers schemes in their ears and tantalizes them with the promise of unchecked power and glorious evolution. This all comes as a cost, one of unpredictable internal upheaval. And perhaps a sickening mutation or 2. Just 1 or 2. Just 1 or 2, just as a treat. Chaos has always been one of the weirdest armies to want to play its first army. Yeah, it feels like... It feels like if the transport rules aren't as shored up, it seems like they've made it quite interesting to play in this edition, in 4th. It sounds fun. Yeah, his devoted armies are the Disciples of Tzeentch, convocations of demons and mortals who are just as warped as the Lord of Flux himself. When their god demands it, cackling, shapeless demons spill into reality. Set everything aflame in an inferno of change. And mortal followers cast off arcane disguises to battle alongside tribes of avian mutants, conjuring pyroclastic displays of magic. Hope empowers Tzeentch. When revolutionaries rise up to overthrow tyrants or mages research eldritch secrets to defend the people, it is Tzeentch who answers with bargains and boons. Anyone who accepts is caught up in the changer of the way's insatiable desire for constant flux. No revolution should end, no scheme should have a final step, no wizard should be free from the mutative influence of raw magic. In orchestrating countless plans, Tzeentch tugs on the threads of fate to control the cosmos, attempting to arrange destiny in his favour. Favour. Seemingly inconsequential decisions taken hundreds of years in the past may have massive ramifications in the future, and the Disciples of Tzeentch can find themselves baffled by the infinite, intricate schemes their masters keep weaving, but will bring them to fruition. So he's playing 5D chess, and he is 4 parallel universes ahead of us. Obviously with birds involved, I like birds, so that's always good. First among his followers are the demons, warped and mutated creatures woven from the very stuff of change itself. Powerful demonic entities unleash a blistering wave of weird flame, transforming mortals into gibbering chaos spawn with a gesture. Joined through the rents in reality by a kaleidoscopic parade of cavorting pink horrors, fluttering flamers of Tzeentch and other ever-shifting creatures that defy comprehension and exist to see the world reduced to a spasming sea of endless mutation. They're joined by flocks of avian mutants known as Zangor. The origins of these beastly creatures are unknown, but their many mutations and limited ability to see the future cause them to believe they are blessed by Tzeentch. Led by babbling shamans, they are drawn to the source of arcane power and knowledge which they claim for their god, slaughtering foes with cruel blades and savage beaks. Hey James Roddy, how's it going? Very, very cool. Right. Alongside them are mortal Arcanites who, when not plotting in the shadows, grant themselves magically swollen physiques. What better way to dominate the well-drilled miniatures of the realm than with sly sorceries? No matter their individual ambitions, the Disciples of Tzeentch are all unified in one goal, twisting the fate of the mortal realms to achieve this change. With this, they ensure their ascent of their great master, the Great Mutator. Necessity can mutate reality. Destiny dice, you get 9, because that's Tzeentch's number. Now, if you replace your dice results, cast roll save rolls, yes. So, roll 9 dice placed beside these Destiny dice. They can be spent during the game. You can have more than 9. During the battle, instead of making a roll, you can spend your destiny dice. The roll you would have made is replaced. If you want to replace a 2d6 roll, 3d6 roll, essentially you must spend a number of destiny dice equal to number 4d6. Any rolls that would have been replaced count as unmodified rolls. They cannot be re-rolled, cannot be changed, cannot be modified. You cannot spend destiny dice to replace re-rolls. So, casting rolls, So, fairly standard. Have you covered Flesh Eater Courts? No, I have not. Flesh Eater Courts is here, so I might not get to them today. Once per turn, in any shooting phase, pick an enemy unit that had any damage points allocated to it by Weird Flame spell abilities. They have burning. Roll d3 for each burning unit. On a 2-3, inflict the amount of mortal wounds equal to the roll. On a 1, that unit is no longer burning. Okay. That's once per turn at the end of any turn. And then, if a burning enemy uses an ability that would heal, so that's where the bold heal keyword comes in. They don't gain heal, they are just no longer burning. So it's very cool. Near limitless transformation powers, opportunities to engage battle. There are ways keep it comprehensible. There are 4 battle factions. Weird Flame Host showers the foe in mutagenic inferno. So subtract 1 from the rolls attacks by burning enemies. Very cool. And then your one of the few to include 2 spell laws, though you can maybe only choose 1. Picking the mutative law of change gives your wizards access to 3 sorceries, which includes this. Pick a friendly disciple Tzeentch. Pick an enemy, visible enemy. Inflict d3 mortal wounds. If any models are slain, pick a friendly chaos spawn of Tzeentch unit that is in reserve as a potential fate, or that has been destroyed. If unit picked in reserve, if you pick a unit in reserve as a potential fate, set it up on the battlefield in combat with the target. If this unit has been destroyed, set up an identical replacement unit. There's no summoning units from nothing in this new edition. In order to reduce the for extra minis on your initial army list, instead recycling destroyed units with powerful abilities is the order of the day. The Chaos Spawn of Tzeentch is designed specifically for this purpose, as it is set up in reserves and unleashed straight into combat by the transform to spawn spell. Once your Chaos Spawn has been cut down by its form allies, you can instead use the same spell to revive a dead Gotcha! Ordinarily, destroyed units can only replace 1 realm. The Chaos Spawn of Tzeentch is an exception. You can come back as many times as you want. Interesting. So you have part of your list are these Chaos Spawn. You use this spell to spawn them in, and then you can just keep recycling them. That's cool. Alternatively, selecting the Law of Fate will let your casters scry the future with spells that affect your Destiny dice. So yeah, you've got your mutation side or the Destiny side. Understood. Whether fighting is a swirling mass of shapeshifting demons or a host of avian mutants and cultists, magic muscles, it subs each range of kind of warfare. So Kairos, Fateweaver, Onk, and Beak, fairly standard. When you make casting rolls for the unit, you can change the lowest d6 to match the highest. That's cool. Is a double 6 still a Perils of the War, or whatever it's called? Because if it is, you wouldn't want to do that with the 6. You can pick 1 battle tactic that you have already attempted. Oh, sorry. Once per battle reaction, you declared the tactical gambit. You can pick a battle tactic you've already attempted. You can pick 2 battle tactics you've not yet completed, but you can only complete 1 of them. It does not count has been completed. If you do not complete either, you can pick which does not count as having been attempted. Add 1 to casting rolls and unbinding rolls for friendly wizards with wholly within 12, which includes itself. I assume if you're a wizard. Wizard 3, very cool. And then their actual spell on an 8, Double ones is messing up double six and that's special. Understood. Yeah. So obviously, if you roll double one anyway, you can't use this. So that makes sense. But this basically means you can always avoid. Well, yeah, you roll double one, you're stuffed anyway. So yeah, this is always going to be at least somewhat useful. Because even if you roll 1 and a 2, you could at least get that to a 2 and a 2. Invisible unit. Pick one of the following. Target cannot use commands. Subtract 1 for hit and wound rolls. Subtract 1 from save rolls. Okay, so yeah, this is just suggestion. It's very cool. I like it. Then you got Gaunt Summoner. The 9 Gaunt Summoners that preside over the Silver Towers summons each with potent servants. Got a Change Staff. Pick a friendly unit that has not been deployed. The target is now set up in the Silver Tower. Pick a friendly unit in the Silver Tower and set them on the battlefield 12 inches this unit and more than 9. Okay, so these are kind of like, yeah, you summon things around them. Divert Realm Gate. Unit set up this turn using this unit's Book of Profane Secrets ability can be wholly set up within 18 inches of this and more than 7 from. That's cool. So you're basically making this way better. Okay. Then Curseling. I have this model. This model is very cool. What does it do? Oh, it has Weird Flame. Ah, right. Okay. Hang on. You have Weird Flame anywhere else so far? Okay, so this is where Weird Flame comes in. So this is the thing that does burning. Surprised this, the Burning Sword doesn't also do it, but oh well. Show this unit unbinds a spell. Roll a dice on a 4+, subtract 1 from the power level of the enemy wizard use spell to a minimum of 0. Yeah, I glossed over it because I don't understand it well enough. It feels very, very strong. But again, I think it's one of those ones that I think is going to be more strong if you know what you're doing. To start the next turn, I'll add 1 rend and damage characteristic. And then Pink Horrors. Hello. I prefer the old models where they were like coming out of each other, but I get why they're doing it this way. But anyway, each time a model in this unit is slain, before removing the models, pick 1 of the following abilities. You pick a friendly blue horror and brimstone horrors unit within 12 inches of this unit. And return up to 2 slain. Oh, okay, so these now are working kind of together. And again, there's Weird Flame here. I mean, these are horrors are still pretty cool though. They're kind of funky. Pick an enemy unit in combat, and you can inflict 1 mortal wound. This is interesting. So rather than it being like they do split, but you're splitting them into the other unit. These new blue horrors can only be added to existing blue horror and brimstone horrors. We start out with 10 blue horrors and require brimstone horrors as casualty mounts. As casualties mount. These fiends themselves have a chance to turn into brimstone horrors when they die. Let's repair a flickering imps that swarm the foes. Okay. One of the most exciting parts of this unit is the new Weird Flame weapon ability. As well as add some custom rules that represent the unique weapons and lore accurate powers of the faction. Very true. And then the Spearhead is... I mean, these guys are... What are... Someone's painted some flamers really interestingly. I think those are flamers. They're very cool though. Got 5... The 10 Zangor, 10 of those guys, the Acolytes, 3 Screamers, 3 Flamers, and this dude. Yeah, that's a roll 9 dice. Fair. I think a lot of things are going in A tier. I do think these guys go in A tier as well. Let's do it like that, Tzeentch. Okay, I think one more. I think Ogor Mawtribes. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because one of the things you had to have, of course, when I think it's one of those things where you have, if you have to have a bunch of models outside of your list, it becomes a bit annoying. But Ogor Mawtribes. I remember when these guys came out. I was at Games Day in like 2004, where they first announced the Ogor for like these guys. That's my claim to fame. More realms are filled with dangerous beasts of every super kind. One maxim remains true. But only the strong survive, and of all the deserts around, the Ogor Mawtribes are certain that they are strongest. Ogres are hulking brutes with insatiable appetites, and the roaming Mawtribes see every other clan, people, and nation as a source of nourishment, just waiting to be consumed. Their ravenous consumption has a religious edge. The Mawtribes feast in tribute to their gulping god. While others may regard them as an all-consuming monsters, simply gorge and destroy, the Wargluts and Alfrostons forge armor and weapons. Engaging in tribal politics, film mercenary contracts. They even maintain and employ looted or traded black powder weapons. There are two main cultures: the Gutbuster Wargluts, tribal gathering that roam out stronghold and create a circle of migrations called Warpaths, and the Beastclaw Raiders of rugged, pure nomadic tribes hunters. Wargluts can range from a loose band of scavenging ogres to mighty war hosts, guided by tyrants who lead the tribes. Wargluts primarily pursue battles as part of their looping, harvesting rampages. They cook up ground. At times offer their services as mercenaries. These bargains are often lopsided and short-lived, and circles tend to view anyone weaker than them as walking meals. Nevertheless, a canny employer can see the benefit of putting a wall of ogre muscle fat between them and their enemies. These Claw Raiders are perhaps slightly more in tune with the land. Like, these models are really cool. Roving Alfrostons ride great stonehorns, thundertusks, and mournfangs. Whenever Affliction Ogre Mawtribes fight with avalanche of muscle and meat. So pick an Ogre or Rhinox that charges turn, and you more wounds on charge. Fair. 2 to run rolls for ogres who have not used the Feast on Flesh ability. And Feast on Flesh once per battle. Pick an Ogre unit that is combat that has used a fight ability. Pick each friendly Ogre unit. I apologize. So yeah, you get this until you use this. Pick each friendly Ogre unit, roll a d3, roll a 2+, you heal. You get an enemy unit in combat, can't make the same enemy more than once, inflicting the amount of mortal wounds. So yeah, you eat them. Each time a friendly Beastclaw Raiders monster uses a trampling charge, add 1 to the amount of mortal wounds inflicted. So that's this part. Very cool. Other battle formations exemplify other... Call of the Blizzard. Place a Blizzard token next to the target. So it's a priest. Pick a terrain feature within 18 inches of them. Place a Blizzard token next to the target. Terrain features that have the Blizzard token gain the obscuring terrain ability. If the chanting roll was a 10+, I do like this. I like the increased chanting cost thing. Until the start of your next turn, friendly Beastclaw Raiders have the ward 5 up while they're in the Blizzard. Very cool. Oh, now I did see Kragnos. Obviously kind of weird because he's obviously not one of the ogres, but he is very cool. So, was it the he just kills something? Oh no, it's this one here. This one's just really stupid. So if these unit was picked to be on the target spell on a 3+, ignore it. This unit can use this ability more than once per phase, but only once per spell. If the unit would be automatically destroyed, it's not, it just takes 6 damage. If this unit's charged, roll a dice for each enemy unit within 1 inch on a 2+ inflicts an amount of mortal wounds. Oh yeah, pick 1. And if it's equal to the roll, so basically you can do a number of mortal wounds on the charge. Or pick an enemy monster in combat with this unit and roll 2d6. On a 7, this ability has no effect. Otherwise, inflict an amount of mortal wounds on the unit equal to the 2d6 multiplied together. So for example, 2d6 roll over 2 and 6 would be 12. A 6 and a 6 would be 36. That's mad. I mean, he is the end of empires, so, you know. Well, he's part of the Ogor Mawtribes now. Because he used to be in, like, everything, right? Now he's just Ogor Mawtribes? I wonder. Anyway, add 1 to the number of dice rolled when making charge rolls for friendly destruction units. This is because there's destruction here, which is more... I guess just in this one, he's keyword Ogor. Huskard on Stonehorn. Got some stuff. Battle damage, yep. Standard. Ignore the first damage point that would be allocated to this unit in each phase. That's cool. Pick each friendly and enemy monster within this unit's combat range. Roll a dice. If the more is a friendly, his companion weapons have crit 2 hits. If it's an enemy, subtract 1 from the hits. Maybe with companions. Okay, so it's basically just like, yeah. Understood. And so your standard gluttons just have some beefy weapons, and if you've used the Feast of Fleet, add 1 to the control score. Understood. Oh, interesting. It tells you it's 1 out of 6 musician, 1 out of 6. There's going to be 6 within this unit. Interesting to know. And then these guys... Oh, God. That's a cool model. I like that guy. 1 out of 5 champion, 1 out of 5 musician, though. Pick this unit if it's not been deployed. Set it up in the lurking of the fringes. Pick this unit if it's in lurking of the fringes. Set it up on the battlefield. Fair. Quite a lot of damage there. +1 rend on anti-infantry, 2 damage. 2 to wound. Pretty nasty. Yeah, I think it was like Purity was saying, like, each book will have their own keyword in it, I guess. Smashing into things and chopping them up. Then you for the yeah, you got a bunch of dudes, some guys with big guns, cannons, all sorts of cool stuff. All right. Oh, hold on. There we go. I think I'd put them in B tier. They're kind of maybe C tier actually. They're okay. Their models just aren't that good. I feel like if we look at them again, their models just look a little bit outdated to me. Like some of the newer ones, like these guys, are pretty cool, but yeah, they're not. I'm not that interested in them. They seem kind of cool, but I think the problem is the coolest thing we saw on that was Kragnos, which obviously isn't ideal. Yeah, most of their models are old. Like I say, I was there when they first came out, and they obviously haven't changed. But that'll be it for me today, I think. It's not outside the realms of possibility I'll stream again before I go away, but I'm not here next Thursday. But then after that, I should be here every Thursday again. I'll be away again. And then after that, we'll continue this run through. It's been good. I've been enjoying this. It's been really interesting to see this stuff. So I hope you all enjoyed it as well. Let me save this this tier list. Stream. Where's stream stuff? There you are. That's cool. And I will hopefully be releasing a video before I go away as well, so look forward to that. It's Age of Sigmar related. Won't be very long, won't be a huge video, but it is Age of Sigmar related. So I do hope you enjoyed this this romp through Age of Sigmar. It's been really fun. I'm enjoying it, and I hope you join me for the next time, which I hope either be like sometime next week or probably in 2 weeks' time, where we will continue looking through more of these faction focuses. Definitely going to be getting the 4th edition box. It looks awesome. But thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this stream and you enjoyed my videos, go ahead and like, subscribe, all the usual stuff. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.